Hello everyone, Innovative Nobel. Namaskar, it's me Anusarana, the basic level computer teacher of Nobel Environment Academy. Type Nobel Environment Academy, like, share, subscribe and press the bell icon of our YouTube channel. Day 11 computer online classes for class 1. Okay, today we study new topic, new unit. Unit is unit 4. The topic of today's class is parts of a computer. Parts of a computer. Okay. Class says good evening Mr. Adhikari. Class says good evening Mr. Adhikari and grandson says, good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. How did you feel about the previous class? Grandson says, good evening, everybody. How did you feel about the previous class? And then class says, thank you for the introduction to computer, Mr. Junior. Class says, thank you for the introduction to computer, Mr. Junior. And then grandson says, it's okay. It's okay. Now we are going to start the second part of our lesson. Grandson says, it's okay. Now we are going to start the second part of our lesson. And then class says, what are we going to study in this chapter, Mr. Junior? And then class says, what are we going to study in this chapter, Mr. Junior? And then grandson says, we are going to study about the parts of a computer. And then grandson says, we are going to study about the parts of a computer. Look at this slide. Look at this slide. Do you know this system? And then grandson says, we are going to study about the parts of computer. Look at this slide. Do you know this system? Okay. And then class says, we know some devices. They are TV, mouse, speaker, printer, etc. And then class says, we know some devices like TV, mouse, speaker, printer, etc. And grandson says, it is not a TV. Grandson says, it is not a TV. It is a TV-like device called monitor. It is a TV-like device that is called monitor. And then grandfather says, please describe about the parts of a computer and its connection. And then grandson says, please describe about the parts of a computer and its connection. And then grandson says, okay grandfather, computer system has 3 sections. Okay grandfather, computer system has 3 sections. They are CPU section. They are CPU section, input section and output section. There are 3 sections. They are CPU section, input section and output section. First is CPU section. This is a CPU section. Okay, CPU, the full form of CPU is Central Processing Unit. Central Processing Unit. Okay. The first is, this is DVD drive. This is and this is floppy drive. Floppy drive. And this is reset button. This is reset button. And this is power switch. Power switch. And this is USB socket. This is USB socket. Okay. First is this is DVD drive. DVD drive. This is floppy drive. This is floppy drive. This is reset button. And this is power switch. And this is USB socket. Okay. CPU is called the central processing unit. CPU is called the central processing unit. It is the main part of the computer. CPU is the main part of the computer which has memory, processor and control unit. CPU has memory, processor and control unit. Externally, it has floppy drive, DVD drive, reset, power, buttons, USB sockets, etc. It has floppy drive, DVD drive, reset buttons, power buttons and USB sockets. Okay, see the back side of the CPU. This is the back side of the CPU. It has some connection ports. CPU has some connection ports. This is power supply. This is power supply. This is power switch. And this is keyboard port. This is keyboard port and this is mouse port. And this is USB port and this is network port. This is printer port and this is monitor port. Okay, this is power supply. This is power switch connection. This is keyboard port connection. This is mouse port connection. And this is printer port connection and this is USB port connection. This is network port connection and last this is monitor port connection. This is also called caching. This is the back side of the CPU. Okay, B. Input section. Input section. It accepts the data and instruction. Input section accepts data and instruction from the input devices. It has keyboard, mouse, scanner, digital and web camera, etc. Input section has keyboard, mouse, scanner, digital and web camera. Okay, first is keyboard. This is a picture of keyboard. Okay. Keyboard is an important input device. We know that. Keyboard is an important input device. There are different types of keys in the keyboard. They are character keys, numeric keys, arrow keys and other special keys. Keyboard accepts the data and instruction. It has keyboard, mouse, scanner and digital and web camera. Input section has. Okay. And then keyboard is an important input device. There are different types of keys like character keys, numeric keys, arrow keys, etc. Okay, and then second is mouse. This is a picture of mouse. Mouse is a pointing input device. Mouse is a pointing input device. It points the option and selects them if required. Mouse points the option and select them if required. It has 3 buttons, left, right and scroll button. Mouse has 3 buttons, left, right and scroll buttons. Okay, next is scanner. This is scanner. It is an optical input device. Scanner is an optical input device. It helps to give picture input. Scanner helps to give picture input. Next is wave and digital camera. Wave and digital camera. These are audio and video capturing input devices. Wave and digital camera are audio and video capturing input devices. These are used for audio, visual and picture input. These are used to audio, visual and picture input. Okay. C. Output section. Next is output section. It gives output to the user. Output section gives output to the user. It contains monitor, printer, speakers, etc. Output section contains monitor, printer, speaker, etc. First is monitor. This is monitor. This is a picture of monitor. Popular visual display unit. This is a popular visual display unit. Monitor is a popular visual display unit. These are used to give soft output to user. Monitor are used to give soft output to the user. Okay, next is printer. This is printer. This is printer. It is the output device that gives printed output. Printer is the output device that gives printed output. Printer gives the printed output. It is used to give hard output to the user. Printer is used to give hard output to the user. Okay, last is speaker. Speaker are used to give audio output to the user. This is a picture of speaker. Speaker is also output device. Speakers are used to give audio output to the user. It gives audio output. These are used to give sound outputs. Speakers are used to give sound outputs. Okay. Class says we are familiar with computer system and its components. We are familiar with computer system and its components. Can you teach us how to use it? And then class says we are familiar with computer system and its components. Can you teach us how to use it? And then grandson says, okay, first you will learn how to start the computer. And then grandson says, okay, first you will learn how to start the computer. And then grandfather says, please tell us the steps to start and switch off the computer. And then grandfather says, please tell us the steps to start and switch off the computer. And then grandson says, okay class, please listen to me and see on the screen. Okay students, now we are start our workshop or exercise page number 37. Question number A. Answer the following. Question number A. Answer the following. 1. Draw a figure of the processing unit of the computer and label it. In question number 1, draw a figure of the processing unit of the computer. Okay, this is a figure of the processing unit of the computer. This is DVD drive, this is floppy drive, this is reset button, this is power switch, and this is socket button. You can draw a figure of this processing unit in your copy. Okay, in question number 2, list the components of front part of the CPU. List the components of front part of the CPU. Answer is A. Reset button. First is reset button. Second is power switch. Third is DVD drive. First is reset button. Second is power switch. And third is DVD drive. Okay, question number 3. List the components of back side of CPU. List the components of back side of CPU. Question number A. Power supply. Answer number A. Power supply. B. Power switch. And C. Keyboard port. These are some components of back side of CPU. Question number 4. Write the uses of printer and speaker. Write the uses of printer and speaker. Okay, answer is printer is used to give hard output to the user. Printer is used to give hard output to the user. B. Speaker is used to give sound output. Speakers are used to give sound output. Okay. Question number 5. Write the uses of mouse and scanner. Write the uses of mouse and scanner. Okay. Answer is A. Mouse is used to point the option and select them if required. Mouse is used to point the option and select them if required. B. Scanner is used to give picture input. Scanner is used to give picture input. Okay students, this much for today. You can revise this chapter